What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with a special edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Evanescence. Yes, indeed. How about that? Evanescence making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity boobity bob, do me a favor. Before you do all those things, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This is a special request from Anonymous, and they specifically asked me not to use their name, so I am not going to. I'm going to respect their wishes. But Anonymous wanted to see me react to this song on this particular day. I won't say why, but they wanted me to do this reaction on this specific day. It's a last-minute thing, so it's what's known as an expedited request. It is not something I advertise. It is not something I let people know I normally do. It's something I do on rare occasions. So we came to an agreement, we came to an understanding, and here we are. So we're going to be reacting today for Anonymous on this special day. We're going to be reacting to a song by Evanescence called Far From Heaven. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, okay, yeah, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Rodrigo Saracita, okay? And the video has 67,492 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Evanescence, Far From Heaven with Dave Egger, live from Cooper Tires, Driven to Perform. Sponsored by Cooper Tires. When you need to get where you're going, rely on the quality and reliability of Cooper Tires.
That's the truth.
Yeah, my soul's for sale. Anyway. Watch, I get contacted by Cooper Tires now. And they're going to tell me, hey, we didn't give you permission to use our name. Sorry. Next thing I know, I get a cease and desist letter. You watch.
FBI, open up!
All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Piano and cello? Ooh, I like that cello.
Give me a reason. Make me whole again. Wounds should become scars, but I'm cracked instead. Can't risk believing that I would stand a chance. Frozen in the doorway, don't wanna leave the best. One more night.
something like this is not normally my cup of tea. Okay, if I'm being honest here, this is not something you would normally find in my wheelhouse. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And to be perfectly honest with you, despite the fact that I wouldn't normally find something like this in my playoffs, believe it or not, I'm enjoying this. And there's a couple of reasons why I'm enjoying it. Number one, cello. The addition of cello to the piano. I'm a big advocate of string instruments. And cello being probably one of the most underrated of the string instruments. I mean, you'll always see people using violins and violas and even contrabasses, and you'll see cellos in like quartets and stuff like that, but you don't see too many solo cellos or a single cello accompanying piano, like in this situation. And I think it's a shame because I think cello can be a very versatile instrument. It can get up high, it can get down low. It's a great instrument. I love cellos. And hearing cello with the piano as an accompanying instrument is nice. It's really nice. Her voice. God, I wish I knew what her name was. It's on the tip of my tongue. God, it's a simple name too. I know it's a simple name. Maybe it'll come to me later. Anyway, is her voice impressive? No. I've heard a couple songs from Evanescence, and I've never been terribly impressed with her range or her technique. But I will say, I like her tone. I like her tone, and I like her delivery. She puts a lot of emotion into her vocals, which I've always appreciated. You know, I've heard singers with better range than her, better clarity than her, you know, better technique than her. She's not the cleanest technique. But like I said, I like her delivery, I like her approach, and I really like the emotion that she has in her voice. So, no, I'm digging this. And the songwriting, I loved that. I believe that was the chorus. We heard some great minor to major transitions. Up to the forward, resolving on the major third. Yeah. I've always been a big fan of that. Always. So, we're going to go back. We're going to go back and we're going to listen to that again. Nope. Nope. I don't care. Hey, it's my show. If I want to go back, we're going to go back. I want to hear that chorus again. Hope I'm in the right place. Without shame, begging to be me. Nope, I didn't go back far enough. Okay, I think it's right here. Here we go. What if I can't see your light anymore? Love that. That's awesome. 'Cause I've spent too long in the dark. Going up to the 5. And I'm on my knees without shame, begging to be me. 'Cause I feel so far from heaven. I love cello. It's so versatile. Wake up to a new day. Break my heart again. Dreaming makes for sweet escape, but I can't forget. I'm back at the edge now. I never needed you more. Staring down the emptiness that I can't ignore. All my life didn't want to dream I could lose you, but you just smiled. I have a feeling we're coming up on the chorus again. What's this cello player's name? Dave Edgar. Man, he's good. He's good. he's jumping around quite a bit from upper register to lower register. Inappropriately. I like how he came down for the beginning of the verse, and then on the second half of the verse, he came up to the upper register. He jumped up an octave. It was very tastefully done. Great bowing technique, too. I've never been a fan of French bows, man. I tried using French bows. I'm just not a fan of them. I don't like holding them. I always feel like I'm gonna drop them. I love German bows. I love getting my fingers inside there and gripping it tight and just treating it like a saw, man. I love German bows. I always have. So, I mean, I could definitely appreciate musicians who can use French bows, and 95% of string players use French bows, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I give them all the credit in the world. I wish I could. I'm not a fan of them. I always feel like it's going to slip out of my hand. So I have to pinch it tight, which, you know, hurts my arm. And they always tell me, don't hold it so tight. And I'm like, if I don't hold on to this bow tightly, it's going to slip out of my fingers. My fingers are going to just lose their grip, and it's going to hit the ground. And if you're a string player, you know that's never a good thing, watching your bow hit the ground. Yeah, I'm digging the song. I can't believe I'm going to say that, but I really am. I'm feeling it. It feels good. The emotions being conveyed, I have no idea what she's singing about. I have no idea what the lyrics are, and to be perfectly honest with you, I really don't care. They're going to go over my head anyways. I'm not going to interpret them. I'm not going to be able to interpret them. So what she's singing doesn't really matter to me. But when I'm feeling what she's playing. I'm feeling the notes that she's singing. Yeah, man, it's heart-wrenching. It's definitely heart-wrenching. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Let's keep going here. Let's see if I'm right about the chorus. It feels like we're going into the chorus. Let's see if I'm right.
You just smile. What if I can't see?
Yep, I was right. Oh, I love that resolution.
'Cause I've spent too long in the dark,
It
and
swells.
I'm on my knees without shame, begging to believe that I feel so far from heaven. He said you were out there, did you give up on us? Break this silence of crushed under love. I don't wanna look down, but we've lost so much. Will you forgive me if I can't see your light anymore? 'Cause I've spent too long in the dark, and I'm on my knees without shame, begging to believe what I feel so far.
Just let it play. Let it play.
I feel so far.
Interesting, not resolving, just letting it stay open like that. Normally not a big fan of that, but in this context, I think that was the right ending, actually. Leaving it open-ended like that. Nice job, actually. Let me think about this. Not at all what I was expecting, actually. Let me think about it. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Evanescence with Far From Heaven. This was a request from Anonymous. This was a special request from Anonymous. We did an expedited request, and I don't promote these normally. I don't talk about them a whole lot because I don't like to do them a whole lot because it's literally frantic. I gotta film and upload and everything within a period of like less than a month and get it cleared through copyright and everything. It's not something I like to advertise. I'll do it for special occasions, you know, every once in a while, but it's not something I like to advertise. But this individual did want me to do this for this specific day, and we're just going to leave it at that. So we came to an agreement, we came to an understanding, and here we are. Okay. Now, despite this being an expedited request, I also told this individual I'm going to give my honest thoughts and my honest opinion, and I'm not going to let the fact that this is, you know, whatever day it may be and everything like that, I'm not going to let that influence me. And this person understood, and they said, no problem. I want you to be honest. And I said, good, because that's what you're going to get. Okay. I gave it some thought, and I have a score here, and the score, believe it or not, is actually a little surprising. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.2. Yep, 8.2. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, let me get a couple of things out of the way. Number one, is this my cup of tea? No. No, it's not. It absolutely is not my cup of tea. I'm not going to sit here and lie and go, oh, this was an amazing song, and this is going on a playlist and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. This is not going on any of my playlists. I will say, though, I did enjoy the song for what it was. It's not something I would never really listen to, not something I'm ever going to add to a playlist. If I were to hear this again, I'd be okay with it. I'd be fine with it. I would listen to it and I would enjoy it for what it is. And it's a great tune. It's a great little tune. Would I say anything in the song is particularly impressive? Kinda. The cello work was impressive. I dug the cello work. Yeah, the cello player was fantastic, man. I dug his style. I dug his approach, his interpretation, his arrangement of what he played. Really nicely done. I liked how he was moving from octave to octave at the right time and in a very tasteful way. There were times he was actually going up into the upper register, up on the neck, and that was cool to hear. On the upper strings, I mean, he did a great job overall. I was really impressed with it, and I'm like the fact that there was just cello. I was thinking to myself as I was listening to this toward the end, I started wondering. I didn't say anything, but I was wondering, what if this had been a string quartet? I think a string quartet would have sounded good. Don't get me wrong. I think a string quartet would have sounded really nice with this. The only issue I would have had with it, I think it would have been too much. I think the song would have lost a lot of its intimate feel, and it would have become too big of a production. You know what I mean? I kind of like this stripped down song, the way it is, this version. Now, I don't know if this is how it is on the original recording. I mean, for all I know, the original recording could be, you know, one of those hard, you know, hitting, you know, metal songs. I don't know. But this version with just piano and cello, I think this was a really good arrangement. I hope this is how it is on the original recording, actually. If it's not, it should be. So this was a great arrangement for sure. The lead singer, I remember her name. Amy Lee. I think her vocal delivery on this was just fine, honestly. Would I call it impressive? No. Would I call it technically impressive? No. But what she delivered was very fitting to the song. some great swells, great dynamic control, good tone. I like her tone. Her vowel formation, her diction were really nice. I do feel like her vowel formation could have been a little more open mouth at times. I feel like sometimes she was kind of swallowing her U's and her O's, but for the most part, it sounded really nice. A lot of emotion in her singing, a lot of emotion in her singing. And from the songs I've heard from Evanescence in the past, that's very typical. Like, she's not the most impressed. Like if I was to put her up against Floor Jansen, I think Floor Jansen would absolutely blow Amy Lee out of the water. Absolutely. I think Floor's got her technique down. It's packed, just absolutely solid. But I will say, Amy Lee's vocal delivery, very emotional, very driven, very emotionally driven, I should say. It's got a nice tone to it, really nice tone to it. And like I said, I didn't hear any fault in her singing whatsoever. Her piano playing was really nice too. Good lift, good attack. She knows how to use those pedals on the floor to get the sustain going versus, you know, holding them down with the keys. Good mix between the two. Her piano playing was really nice actually. Now look, it's a great job. It was a great song. It's a great job. And here's the thing, and I feel like I gotta say this. Evanescence has kind of a negative stigma attached to them. And I know why. There's two reasons why. Number one, and this is unfortunately, this is guilt by association, and they're not the only bands that ever have this problem, or even like actors have this problem too. They'll do a movie, and they'll be attached to that movie, and that movie unfortunately is horrible. And as a result, they're gonna carry that stigma, that guilt by association around with them forever. Guys, look, I am a big comic book fan. I am. I love comic books, and I love comic book movies. In all honesty, if we're being honest here, that Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck was horrible. Okay, look, we can all agree on that, okay? That movie was god-awful, okay? Should the actors, and more importantly in this case, Evanescence, because Evanescence was like one of the big connecting factors to this movie, okay? They put not one, but two songs on that movie, and as a result, they're associated with that movie now and forever. Should that be held against them? No, I don't think it. Look, it's not Evanescence's fault that that movie sucked, okay? Let's call a spade a spade. That movie sucked. It did. It was horrible. Nobody, and I mean nobody, could find any redeeming factors in that movie whatsoever. That movie was god-awful. Should Evanescence pay the price for that? No, I don't think they should. They're not the reason why the movie was terrible. The movie was poorly written, and in some respects, poorly cast. Having Ben Affleck as Matt Murdock just made no sense whatsoever at all. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was terrible casting. What's her name? Jennifer Gardner in it. I thought she was a good. I thought she was a good cast. And the rest of the cast was pretty much inconsequential. Thank you. Yes. No, that movie was terrible. But I don't think Evanescence should bear the burden of that. The other part that goes kind of hand in hand with that is, as a direct result of that movie, they got a lot of radio play, like a lot of radio play, over saturation. And as a result, it caused Evanescence to have a little bit of an identity crisis, because you would hear their song, and to this day, this happens. You'll hear, what's that? The big hit they had. Oh God, what was it called? I forgot what the name of the song was. The big hit. You know this hit I'm talking about. You'll hear that song on modern rock radio, right? You'll hear it on modern rock radio stations. And then you'll switch over to the classic rock station, and guess what? You'll hear it. Then you head over to the modern hits radio station, and you'll hear it. Then you'll head over, I kid you not, you'll head over to the easy listening station, and you'll hear not that song, you'll hear the other song from the soundtrack, My Immortal. You'll hear that over there. So they do have a bit of an, I guess you could even call it an existential crisis. You know, an identity crisis for sure. Where do they fit in? Where do they belong? Because their music is being played everywhere, you know? It's kind of the same stigma that Metallica ended up getting in the mid-90s. It's like you would hear them on modern rock, but then you would hear them on the classic rock, but then you would hear them on the hit station, and then you would hear them on the easy listening station. And it's like, where do they fit, you know? Same thing here with Evanescence. They ended up getting a bad reputation because of that. Now, is that Evanescence's fault? No, that's not their fault. But they ended up getting this kind of negative context to them. And it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate because I've heard a number of their non-hit songs from their debut album, and I thought they were actually pretty good. I kind of dug some of the stuff that they did. Was it considered nu metal? Yeah, it was kind of nu metal, let's be honest here, but it was still well done, and it was still well written, and it was still well executed. And they did stand out heads and tails above a lot of those other nu metal bands. So I don't understand why Evanescence has such a negative context to them and why people look down on them and talk down on them when the honest to God truth is they had success. They did. I mean, look, they're still getting radio play to this day. So, and a lot of people make fun of them for having those hits. Oh, they had those hits because of the movie and blah, blah, blah. Guys, how many hits have you had? I'll wait. How many hit songs have you had? How many songs have you written that have ended up on, at the time, was considered a summer blockbuster? Let's be honest, the movie was terrible. But at the time, it was considered a summer blockbuster, right? One of the first movies that Marvel put out. How many of you can say you had a song appear on a movie at all? Think about that. I don't like looking down on Evanescence. I don't think Evanescence should be looked down upon. And I think they're a really good group. I think they have a lot of potential, and they've written some great songs. They have. And this song, gotta say, I enjoyed it, and I thought it was a great song. And that's why I'm giving it the 8.2. So, 8.2, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.